also go to the fields definition, the database structure fields, and search for okay, you can go to the field and edit. Full text search in PostgreSQL allows you to have 4 different levels. So you can define that the text is of type A, B, C, or D, and you can assign priority to each of them. So you can say that the name of the partner, if you're searching for a given string, you can say that if it's found in the name of the partner, it has a higher priority than if it's found in the notes of a sale order, for example. Okay, so you give it the priority. There's some default values that are wrong here. And once you have selected all the fields, you update the full text index. This you can select the language. Okay. What it does here is removing all the records in the full text search table. It has to create a table with the string, not exactly the string, but the representation of the string that uses the full text search system, and contains the references to the model and the ID that it's referring. And when you create the index, you define the configuration. It's also part of the PostgreSQL full text search capabilities, because choosing the language allows the system to choose only the root of the word. So if you search for building, it will automatically search build. So anything related to building or build it, it's not the past, but whatever word that contains the root will be found. Okay.
But since you have already
we saw that.
Okay, that's a couple of questions. So you have built a separate table, and all the data is copied to that table. Is that right? And then you have a reference field which stores the model and ID.
What this process does is you have chosen all the fields that you want to index.
Okay.
What it does is take all the fields of the same table,
okay,
and creates a trigger for each of them.
Okay.
This trigger concatenates all the fields,
okay,
and gives that to the full text search engine,
okay,
to create the words to be indexed
is it
for that
stored,
record.
or you just are you storing the keywords generated?
There is a database type called TS, which is in fact it's an array of words.
Okay.
This is what actually is stored in the full text search table. We can take a look at it once it has finished, if you want.
We saw that when you index this way, you are just allowed to query with exact name, almost exact. For if you take your building example, so you should type build, but if you forget the D, it will not find it. There is no
yes, because when we implemented that, there was no other option in PostgreSQL.
Yeah.
I think in later versions it's possible to search parts of the string, but I haven't researched how it works.
We
No, we couldn't find a way today.
Maybe it's for next versions or something like that. It was talked. It was something that was talked.
Because we saw an extension.
PGR,
yeah, trigram.
Yes, we have used that for other projects, but I don't think it's what we're looking for. I mean, full text search is for searching words.
Yeah, but I guess here what you are searching is you type something, and you are looking for any kind of records in the database that is similar to.
Can you show us a
Yeah.
search how it returns a record?
Let's see if it works. Okay. In theory, what it does, if it's using PostgreSQL lower than, I don't know which version, it installs the contribute module, and if it's a newer version, it's built in, so no problem with that. As I said, removes all existing triggers and creates the new ones, as well as scans all the tables again to fill in. Okay.
So it rebuilds indexes.
It rebuilds the table with existing data and creates the triggers for new incoming data. Okay. And if it has worked, which well, I think it has a cache. But I don't know. Okay. It returns, in this case, the partner. It's the only thing I have indexed, and there's only one company here. But I think what's interesting here is the features. What we did is with Control and click, it opens in a background. Well, haven't kept it, but it opens it in a background tab. And if it works, and we put here all the related buttons in the client. So you can be at any tab because you can Control T anywhere. Okay. You will receive a phone call, Control T, search for the partner, and click directly to invoices, for example. So with just a search, you can go directly to the invoices of that partner. And this could be improved. We are using a web widget here because it's more flexible, and I think one could even configure as well at record level what information to be shown. We are using the name get. Okay. As you see, PostgreSQL also has a function to automatically put the bold, the highlight. Okay. We put here the name of the model, the name get, and then here is the concatenation of all the fields of the record that have been indexed. This is also automatically made by PostgreSQL. So if you have a very large text, it will only show part of it, just like Google does.
Can you click it?
Click on it.
Yeah.
Yes. It goes directly and opens a new tab with the partner.
And if you click the events, it will open a tab with the
Yeah.
events.
As I said, you can Control click. Well,
So
doesn't
it's
work.
a beautiful feature, but it's next to adding a full text search to your search. I love this feature. I think it's very powerful.
Yeah.
Indeed, what you said,
Wait,
you receive a phone
I
call.
personally use it every day. You don't go to the menu in many cases.
And you could also index a product, and you just type in a name of
Well,
product.
that's one of the issues that I wanted to arise. It's translations.
Yeah.
It makes the trigger more complicated, and it's something to maybe translation for translatable fields should be thought of the same way we talked about properties.
Property fields. Yeah. We have 3 tables with EAV style coding. I think we should maybe talk about it tomorrow. Albert, a question which came up in between about search itself was, would it be possible to search for a product sale order line, and from the sale order line go back to the sale order?
I started a proof of concept I think a year or so ago when we met. It's quite complex because I think we should probably give the system some hints in which cases we want that. Or maybe the alternative is if you're searching for a product,
From there, find the
from the related, you say, find me all the sale lines that contain this product. It's probably easier, because one powerful thing to do would be to search order, so that you search at the same time at the name of the model and the content. So partner, none, and it will find only the partners that contain it.
Now, since you have already implemented this, from what I understood, all the records from all the models will be going into a single table.
Yeah, we can take a look at it. I don't know if it's
The schema is displayed.
I don't know.
Can you do?
I think it's this one. No. Full text search. Okay. Model reference is the ID, and
That's
the
the
message
TS
is the
TS
TS vector.
But
So-
I guess you delete it with trigger. If the reference, the model is the record is deleted, I guess you get a trigger.
Yes, that should be done by the trigger, and if it doesn't, it's a bug.
So, in your experience, as this table will bloat if you
Yeah.
decide to index both your product, party, and sale.
We have a customer in which we indexed the email of Power Email, one of the tables, and it took a lot of time because the customer was sending lots of emails, so we removed that index. If you don't have such case, it works more or less okay. Of course, we take care of security and all this stuff. If the user doesn't have access to it,
So now,
we-
this is kind of an EAV where you have the model and reference on this table. So what do you think, how practical would it be to have this as, what we were thinking about was have an ORM field just like create date, write date, and create user. Have an extra field which is rec name, and
Well-
rec name should have this indexed.
then it would be very easy to search in a single model, but
Yeah.
how would you manage to search for all the models?
A global search like this is not possible.
Unless you create a view in the system that allows that. You have the model here, so the interface already allows you to search only in a given model. You have
Okay.
all the indexed models, and you.
I think this feature would be easy, but with the model, searching within a specific model with the current search widget would be easy. But and I
But
guess
of
that would
course,
also,
you have a large table. Yeah.
and I think it would be very efficient with the many-to-one fields.
But I guess you can search on every tables you are indexing, you select. So you search for something without knowing which kind of model, but you can make the queries for each table.
But you need to create the ones because the rank is given by PostgreSQL.
Yeah, but you can resort it. You get
Maybe.
the rank for each small queries.
But
and
then
you
you're
combine-
you're getting more data, probably.
Yeah, top 5 hits on each model, maybe.
But
That could be a lot.
I don't know.
Like,
Probably should
we
be
can
tested.
imagine when you
You
do
make